Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So my goal for this video is just to discuss some of the fatigue I've been suffering, and I don't know what's normal, but as I had this really nasty Campylobacter infection about 6 weeks ago now or something like that. Well, we're early June. I think it was the end of April that I had the issue, and it came back. Feels like it was a long time ago, but I've had fatigue since before that. I've had fatigue since early last year, which is just me feeling really tired a lot of the time. Doesn't matter how much I sleep, and I end up falling asleep in my lunch break. So I've got an alarm set on my phone to make sure I wake up at 12:57 if I have fallen asleep, so that I don't get late back from lunch, especially as I have some meetings, typically managerial meetings on a Wednesday afternoon and team meetings on a Thursday. So I don't want to miss those. And setting alarms not hard, but I shouldn't have to set an alarm. I shouldn't be falling asleep in my lunch break because I've sat down on the sofa to eat my lunch and just not really had the energy to get back up. Compared to most people, I do still exercise a lot. I've just got back from Disney where we were doing 25,000 steps a day, and my legs didn't hurt from that, but I was very tired, and I did have naps on like 3 of the days. I nearly fell asleep on the Eurostar on the way home, which I'll review soon because we got bumped up to first class, which was nice. So for me, the fatigue is just, I feel so heavy-eyed and I feel absolutely shattered, and it doesn't matter how much I sleep. I'm going to bed at like 8:30, which is quite often before my daughter, because she can be terrible at getting ready for bed. Joys of her autism is she's got a very set routine, and she goes through that routine, and sometimes it takes a long time. But she's only 11, and I'm going to bed before her, and I'm quite often asleep then before my wife comes up, which isn't normally much later than 9:15. And then I'm waking up at 5 in the morning, as is standard for me, because the sun comes up, so I get up. And I still feel pretty knackered. I don't, generally speaking, use caffeine or anything. I might do, to see if it can perk me up a bit in the mornings. And obviously my standard weekly routine is I walk, run the school run twice a day, which can be between 2 or 3 miles, depending on which route I take and what the weather's like. And what mood my daughter's in changes that. And then I tend to do a lunchtime walk with the dog before I go home for this nap, and that walk used to be a run, but I just can't run at the moment. I just haven't got the energy. And then I do an evening run walk. Well, it's mostly been walking recently, but it should go back to running with my wife, but that'll be interesting to see how I get on with that, because I've been so knackered by 5 o'clock. And I'm supposed to run my running club session on a Monday, but I think I've only done it twice since my infection. Between the gastro issues and the fatigue issues, I've just not been able to do it. And I'm getting pretty fed up with it, to be honest. The fatigue is quite debilitating, and I'd like to be taking my daughter out to soft play. She's got an annual pass for the local soft play place. I just haven't got the energy to take her up there. I did manage to go to the cinema the other week, and neither went to loo nor fell asleep, so that was a big plus. I should be taking my daughter soon as well. So hopefully it's not too much of a burden on my wife, but I'm trying not to let it impact our day-to-day routine, our day-to-day life. But I am very knackered, and she knows it, and she's great. And so basically my fatigue shows as me feeling knackered all the time, which I guess is the definition of fatigue anyway. But I'm still walking a lot, I'm still running some, trying to keep on 20,000 steps a day, and just going from there. So I don't know if anyone out there's got IBD, happens to watch this and knows what their fatigue feels like. As I said, I don't know if I've got IBD. It's possible based off of what the GPs are telling me. My last calprotectin test was over 1700, and I know I had a Campylobacter infection, but I found a study with like 400 plus participants with Campylobacter, and none of them got over 1,200. So, there could still be something in it. So if anyone else has got fatigue and has anything that's similar to mine, it'd be great if you could let me know. I don't think it's overtraining because I've cut back on my running so much and I've upped my food intake and all that stuff, and it still remained. So thank you for watching, and if you've got any questions or feedback or advice or anything, it'd be great if you could let me know, especially if you're a low carb or carnivore or whatever, because I'm not going to switch up my diet. I'm going to stick as low carb as I can. I've been doing that for 10 years now. I've had the most energy I've ever had in my life on that, so I don't think the diet can be to blame. So yeah, thank you for watching, and thank you if you can give any advice or tips.